I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do this story, but I decided that I should go ahead and do it. Well, as you know, I'm married, but before I got married, I was married before. I was in a toxic relationship. Started out about 2008. I'm not gonna say his name, but um, he was at the time, I'm not sure what he is now, but he was like a local DJ, um, producer. He did like tracks for underground artists, and he also had his own, I guess his own like group. Yeah. And so at the time, I was a playwright, and I was working on my second play. My first play was Love Don't Live Here Anymore. That's what it was called. I had won a playwriting contest in 2007, and it was through the King Arts Complex here. They pretty much put it on the play for me, and they hired actors, and it was really cool. So I figured I would go ahead and start to work on my next play because I had so much success from my first play, and also after the whole thing with King Arts, I went ahead and did a couple independent shows at a friend of mine's in her studio. Made money off of that. I said I'm gonna do it again. So I was writing another play, and I needed a music producer. So at the time, this was like the MySpace area. Um, I'm like listening to different music and stuff, and also around this time I was going to church, and one of my girlfriends, after church, she would go to this black-owned coffee shop. So I noticed that there was some like CDs by the cash register, and it was a spoken word CD. Take it home, listen to it, and I'm reading the the cover, and I'm reading the back of it, and I noticed that the person that did the beats for it, I was like, okay, well, he has an interesting name. So go on MySpace and type him up, find him. We start messaging back and forth, and at that time, like spoken word was definitely in. And let's see, so my friend, she pretty much was like, let's go to the spoken word thing. So I told the guy, I said, if you want to meet up with me, let's meet up at the spoken word. So we meet up there, and I'm like 5'9". The guy, he was like 5'7", but he was cute. He had dreadlocks, and we sit, listen to the spoken word, and so pretty much, got declined. Okay, sorry, my phone was acting up on me. Um, so anyway, so when it came to the spoken word, we were enjoying ourselves. It was awesome, and we slowly start dating. He's a gentleman. Our first date, I should have knew something was up because we go to the park. He pulls out a blunt, and it has like, I don't want to say exactly, but it wasn't a cigarette. There was the stuff in it. So he tells me, look, this is what I do, and if you want to be with me, that's great. If not, okay. So I was like, fine, whatever, I'll be with you, because the last guy I was with, he smoked, and he completely stopped for me. But anyway, so anyway, red flag. So we proceeded the day. He has his own apartment. At the time, I was living with my parents, having my mom take care of my dad, who had prostate cancer at the time. And I was also working, going to school. And it was just a relief just to go to his apartment because there was so much going on in my parents' house, dealing with my dad's sickness, and I had a lot of responsibilities. Even though I was a baby of the family, I was the only one. I was the last one, pretty much. Well, I was the only one at home to take care of my dad. And I don't know. It was just a crazy time, really crazy time. So I had my little paradise at his house, and it was truly paradise for me. Like, we would listen to music, then I started smoking, we started drinking, and then one time I got sick. So I stayed over his apartment for a couple of days. I'm downstairs, and not feeling well. He's upstairs making beats or whatever. And I'm like, getting his attention. Can you please bring me something? Whatever it was, I just needed him to come downstairs. He proceeds to come downstairs. He's mad. He throws a mug at the wall. And I'm like, really? Like you're, okay. That should have been another sign. But I'm glad. I'm like, well, at least he didn't throw it at me, He's mad, whatever. Who knows, that mug will wind up, representing what our relationship would be like after that. So we're dating, and I'm slowly moving in. And when I finally did move in, it got even crazier. He had a friend of his who, she came into the apartment. She knew where she was going. Obviously, she was, some woman that he was effing with. He claimed that was his friend. But yeah, she looked at me like I was nothing. I looked at her like she was nothing, and from then on, it was on. I didn't like her. She didn't like me. But I didn't know at the time that I think that was the love of his life, to be honest with you. She was just mad because I made a spot and she didn't. But I digress. So instead of him pretty much doing a traditional proposing to me, I proposed to him. Bad. Don't ever propose to me. Let him propose to you. That's another sign. Wow, so many signs. So we're making plans for the wedding. He wants to invite his friend to the wedding, and we get into an argument about that. It was just chaotic the whole entire time. Forgive me for saying a nervous thing that I do. I'm really trying to breathe because it's a lot of, I'm starting to have some triggers that really start to bother me, but I'll be alright. So it's just certain things I didn't feel right in the relationship. He would get mad over anything. He even told me that he self-diagnosed himself as bipolar. Should have learned. And it was like pretty much a month after we got married, first time he put his hands on me. He had been looking at something on YouTube about the Israelites and how he wanted to change his life. He didn't want to eat pork anymore. How I wasn't going to eat pork anymore. We were not going to celebrate holidays anymore. And yeah, he pushed me up against the window, and it just went from there. The pushing, the shoving. Eventually, I got tired of it. Called hotline. I got out of it. And I just want to let you know that if you ever find yourself in a toxic relationship like that, know that you can get out of it. Because I was in hell. I'm a lot happier now with a man that I love, who has never put his hands on me. But I learned my lesson. That first sign, let it be your last sign, and walk out. If you like this, please like, subscribe. See you later. Bye.